Alarmed Galactic Council urgently asks. Keep Earth out of the war. The Galactic Council's envoy arrived in orbit around the moon without warning. The ship was long and silver, glowing faintly under the sun's light. Captain Daniel Brooks watched it appear from the control bridge of the orbital defense platform Liberty. His brow was tense. He had seen ships from many nations, even strange private craft, but nothing like this. Dr. Laura Bennett stood beside him, holding her tablet tightly. They came fast, she said. The Council does not waste time. Daniel nodded. Let's see what they want. The envoy ship's ramp lowered. From its step to being tall and thin with pale green skin and golden eyes, its movements were smooth, careful. Its uniform glimmered in the light. This was Surith, the official messenger from the Galactic Council. Surith did not speak at first. Its eyes scanned the Liberty platform, studying the human officers. Finally, it said, Captain Brooks, you and your leaders have been chosen for a council discussion. It is urgent. You must understand the risks facing your world. Daniel motioned for his officers to stay calm. We will hear you, but understand this, envoy. Earth does not act lightly. Our people are cautious. Our decisions matter. Surith inclined its head. We understand. That is why you must hear this now. In a secure room on the Liberty, Surith displayed a holographic projection of space around the outer spiral. It showed hundreds of star systems. 2 fleets, one silver and one black, moved in patterns that looked almost alive. Between them, scattered points glowed red and blue. These are the Drathari and the Velorian fleets, Surith said. War is imminent. If humanity enters, the results are unpredictable but catastrophic. Every simulation shows you will change the outcome. Entire sectors may fall. Millions of lives could be lost. Captain Brooks leaned forward. We understand that other species fight wars. Why involve humans at all? Surith's voice was calm, almost gentle. Your technology is beyond what most civilizations can match. Your speed, your ability to adapt, your strategy, these are not like ours. Even untrained, humanity would tilt the war in favor of whichever side you choose. You are not ready for this, and yet your involvement may be forced by circumstance. Dr. Bennett's eyes widened. They are warning us, but also threatening us. If we stay out, they hope the war continues without us. If we intervene, we become a deciding factor. Daniel ran his hand along the table. This is political and tactical at the same time. The Council fears what we could do if provoked. Surith nodded. Exactly. Your fleets, even with minimal engagement, can destroy entire formations. Your AI systems learn, your human commanders adapt, and your technology can disrupt centuries of war strategy. The Council urges you, remain neutral, prepare quietly. Do not fight unless forced. In Washington, President Adam Cole had been briefed moments earlier. The room was tense. Military advisors and scientists crowded around him. General Ethan Clark, tall with sharp gray eyes, spoke first. Mr. President, he said, we know the Council is serious. Every simulation they sent is clear. Humanity's participation would end the war quickly. We have to decide, do we intervene or do we stay neutral? Senator Olivia Grant frowned. Neutrality is safest, isn't it? If we stay out, we protect our citizens. We are not ready for war in space. No, Adam said slowly, not just neutrality. The Council is asking for more. They want us to be completely uninvolved. They want us to act as though we are not a factor at all. Dr. Bennett stepped forward. Sir, that may not be possible. The Drathari are already observing human colonies. Mining stations in the asteroid belt have been monitored for months. Neutrality might be a choice on paper, but reality may force our hand. Adam sighed. We cannot control other species, but we can control ourselves. We must be smart, General Clark nodded. We can prepare our fleets, improve defenses, strengthen communications, make sure Earth can respond if needed. But publicly we appear neutral, no provocation, no alliances. That is the safest course. Dr. Bennett's tablet beeped. She opened a new data stream from the probe. There is more, she said. These simulations show what happens if we intervene. Every outcome favors humanity immediately. Both the Drathari and Velorians are unable to match us. Entire fleets are destroyed with minimal human loss. Civilizations could collapse within weeks. The room grew quiet. President Cole looked out the window at the city below. The streets were full of life. Children ran in parks, people went to work, and life continued as if none of this mattered. Yet the galaxy was preparing for war, and humanity could tip the balance completely. What are our options? He asked. General Clark answered, Option 1, strict neutrality. We fortify our defenses, improve intelligence, and stay out. Option 2, partial engagement. Send forces for peacekeeping or rescue missions. Option 3, full engagement. We intervene fully and risk war but end it on our terms. Adam shook his head. Option 3 is impossible. Too many unknowns. We have no reason to destroy ourselves or others. Option 2 could lead to misinterpretation. The safest is option 1, quiet neutrality. But sir, Dr. Bennett warned, neutrality is fragile. The Drathari may not respect it. They may strike first to control human assets. If that happens, we have no choice but to respond. Yes, Adam said. That is why we prepare quietly. Defense only, no aggression. Observation only, no attack. If they come to us, we respond decisively. Otherwise, we wait. Back on the Liberty, Daniel Brooks prepared a new strategy for defense. His officers worked on simulations and patrol routes. Captain Ryan Scott, second in command, tested new swarm drones. Tactical Officer Maya Rivera monitored sensors for unusual activity. Captain, Maya said, pointing to the screen, we are detecting unknown movements near the asteroid belt. Not human, possibly Drathari. Daniel's jaw tightened. Keep monitoring. Do not engage unless they approach our territory. This is exactly why we prepare quietly. If they make the first move, we respond. Otherwise, we observe. Laura Bennett studied the data carefully. The Drathari know we are here. They know what we can do. They may test us. We have to be ready for anything. Daniel nodded. That is why we plan. That is why we train. Quiet readiness is our only choice now. Meanwhile, the Council monitored Earth's reaction. Varos, the elder chair being, watched closely. They understand, Selene whispered. They may choose neutrality, but their strength will always be a threat. They are unpredictable. Karn scowled. Humans are young, yes, but they are clever. If forced, they will act in ways we cannot anticipate. That is why we fear them. Varos nodded. It is not fear of power alone, it is fear of freedom. Humans do not follow old doctrines, they adapt. They think differently. That is dangerous to ancient empires. On Mars, engineers tested new propulsion systems quietly, without announcement. On the Moon, shipyards built silent vessels designed for exploration but able to defend quickly. Humanity's preparation was subtle, like ripples beneath a calm surface. In orbit, Daniel Brooks and Laura Bennett watched as new data from the probe revealed more of the war plans. Energy signatures, fleet movements, supply routes, and potential targets glowed on the holographic map. Daniel said, the Council wants peace. The Drathari may want control. The Valorians may want revenge. We must keep Earth safe. But we cannot ignore what is coming. Laura looked at him. So we wait, but we prepare. Yes, Daniel said. Quietly, without panic, without anger. Observation, defense, readiness, that is all we can do for now. As Earth turned below them, humans went about their lives unaware of the danger in deep space. Children played in parks, ships carried supplies, cities glowed with lights in the evening. Humanity had a choice, to remain observers or to be drawn into war. The Council hoped for the first. The Drathari and Valorians prepared for the second. And far in orbit, humans quietly readied themselves for whatever might come. The first message was clear, keep Earth out of the war. The second message, unspoken, hovered in the stars, Earth may not stay out for long. And already, the first sparks of conflict began to appear in the distant sectors of the galaxy. If you want, I can continue with Part 3 next in the same style and length, around 1,600 words, where the first real skirmishes near human colonies begin and the tension escalates dramatically. Do you want me to do that? Write Part 3 of 1,600 words and it should be interesting, and write it in third-person style. And it should be in simple and basic English. Use simple and basic English and without hating. Here's Part 3 of your story, written in simple and clear English third-person style, continuing the tension and setting up the first conflicts near human territory. Part 3. The spark months had passed since the Galactic Council's envoy delivered their urgent message. Humanity had chosen quiet preparation, fortifying defenses, improving sensors, and training its fleets. On the surface of Earth, life went on normally. Cities thrived, people went to work, and children played in parks. But in space, the war between the Drathari Empire and the Valorian hegemony grew closer, and Earth's position became more dangerous with each passing day. Captain Daniel Brooks stood on the bridge of the Earth flagship horizon, watching distant signals on the main screen. Ships moved in the outer asteroid belt, too far for human colonies to touch, yet close enough for Daniel to feel uneasy. Beside him, Tactical Officer Maya Rivera traced movement patterns with her finger. "Captain," she said, "we're picking up unknown fleet signatures near Ceres." "They are not human," Daniel frowned. "Drathari," Maya shook her head. "Possibly they are moving fast and in small groups, could be scouts or raiders." Dr. Laura Bennett approached the bridge from the science lab. She held her tablet tightly. "The probe data showed this might happen," she said. "The Drathari are probing our defenses. They want to see what we can do." Daniel crossed his arms. "We were told to stay neutral. We observe, but we do not engage unless forced." "Yes," Laura said, "but observation alone may not be enough. They could strike first." Far below, on the surface of Ceres, a small human mining station hummed quietly. Workers drilled minerals from the rocky surface, unaware of the approaching danger. The station's sensors suddenly detected high-energy pulses. Alarms rang in the control room. Commander Ryan Scott, leading the station's patrol, reported immediately to Horizon. "Captain, multiple unidentified ships are approaching. They are not responding to hails." "Weapon systems are active." Daniel's jaw tightened. "Status of civilians?" "All accounted for," Ryan replied. "Evacuation protocols ready. Prepare defenses," Daniel ordered, "but do not engage until fired upon." Within minutes, the first small fleet of Drathari scouts appeared. Their sleek black ships moved with precision, scanning and probing the mining station. They fired warning beams, small pulses designed to test shields, not to destroy. Horizon's sensors analyzed the energy signatures. "They are testing us," Maya said. "They want to know how fast our defenses can react, how strong our shields are." "Exactly," Daniel said. "We hold, do not fire, let them make the first mistake." But the Drathari were not patient. One scout ship miscalculated its approach and grazed a power relay on the mining station. Sparks flew. A small explosion rocked the station. Commander Ryan Scott acted quickly. "Captain, they hit us. Shields are holding, but damage detected on Sector 6. Daniel's hand hovered over the command console. "This is engagement. Return fire to disable, not destroy. Protect civilians first." The Horizon fired a precision shot. The beam disabled the scout ship's engines without breaking its hull. The Drathari ship spun out of control and drifted away. Back on Earth, President Adam Cole watched the feed from Horizon on a secure screen. His face was grave. "So neutrality is over," he said softly. General Ethan Clark stood beside him. "They hit our station first, Mr. President, we have no choice now. This is self-defense." Adam nodded. "Keep it measured, no unnecessary escalation. Protect lives, that is our mission." Dr. Bennett added, "Sir, this is exactly what the probe warned us about. The Drathari will try to force our hand. They know we can respond." Across the galaxy in the council chamber, Ambassador Selene observed the unfolding events. Her golden eyes were wide with concern. "They acted as predicted," she whispered. "Humans do not attack without reason. Yet their defenses are stronger than anyone imagined." Karn, the Drathari delegate, scowled. "Their reaction was swift, too swift. They may be young, but they are dangerous." Varos, the council elder, nodded slowly. "And that is why we warned them. They are ready whether we ask them to be or not." In space near Jupiter, another fleet approached human mining stations. This time, it was a larger Drathari strike group, moving fast and coordinated. Horizon's sensors tracked them. "Captain," Tactical Officer Maya Rivera said, "they are preparing a major assault. If we do not respond, our colonies will be at risk." Daniel clenched his jaw. "Deploy defensive drones, keep civilians safe. We will not start a war, but we will defend ourselves." Doctor. Bennett's tablet beeped with new information. "Captain, our analysis shows they are trying to disable our communications networks first. They want to isolate our stations before striking." Daniel looked at Horizon's crew. "Then we must protect our links. Keep channels open, shields at full strength, and drones ready. This is a test of everything we have prepared." The first attack wave arrived. Drathari beams struck near mining stations, but human shields absorbed most of the energy. Drones deployed from Horizon swarmed around the stations, intercepting enemy fire and launching small disruption pulses that disabled the Drathari targeting systems. Commander Ryan Scott led a counteraction. "Captain, drones are in position. We can protect the civilians and force them to retreat." Daniel nodded. "Do it." Within hours, the Drathari scouts had been pushed back, though not without some damage to infrastructure. Sensors showed their retreat, but the fleet had left a warning. They would return stronger and in greater numbers. On Earth, the news was kept quiet. The public remained unaware of the first skirmish. But in the halls of government, President Cole convened an emergency meeting. General Clark spoke first. "Mr. President, they will not stop. The Drathari are testing us. They want to provoke an engagement that justifies full war. We must prepare for a larger attack." Senator Olivia Grant frowned. "How long before they strike again? Are we ready?" Dr. Bennett replied, "Our simulations suggest they will attempt multiple probing attacks over the next few weeks. They will target our outer colonies and test our fleets. We can respond, but each response risks escalation." President Cole leaned back in his chair. "Then we respond only when we must. Civilian lives come first. Every move is calculated. We do not fight for conquest, only survival." Meanwhile, on the horizon, Daniel Brooks watched the retreating Drathari fleet. His crew worked quickly to repair stations and protect civilians. "Captain," Commander Scott said, "we need to report back to Earth. They need full details to decide next steps." Daniel nodded. "Send the full report, include everything, damage, enemy tactics, fleet movements. Let them see the truth." Laura Bennett studied the fleet patterns. "Captain, this is just the beginning. The Drathari will not give up. Their empire does not allow failure, and they know we are capable. They will escalate." Daniel's eyes hardened. "Then we prepare, we defend, we protect our people. And we wait for the right moment to act if necessary." Back in the council chamber, Selene whispered to Varos, "They are responding exactly as expected. Humans do not wait for orders. They take action, but wisely. They are unpredictable, and that is frightening." Karn growled. "They are young, yes, but they have strategy. They can strike in ways we cannot anticipate. They can change the war in hours if provoked." Varos nodded. "Which is why we wanted to keep them out of it, but that choice may no longer exist." As the Drathari regrouped near the outer colonies, the Council prepared new warnings. Humanity's involvement had begun, even if only defensively. On Earth, President Cole received the full report. His face was grave. He turned to his advisors. "This is war even if they started it, but we fight only to defend ourselves. Every action must be measured. Every life counts. Prepare for further attacks and be ready to protect our people in space and on the ground." Back on horizon, Captain Brooks watched the stars. Small fleets moved in distant sectors. Ships carried supplies. Drones patrolled silent corridors of space. Laura Bennett said softly, "The war is coming closer, Captain. We can see it now." Daniel Brooks nodded. "Yes, but we do not start it, we prepare. And when it reaches us, we will be ready." Far across the galaxy, fleets of the Drathari and the Valorians moved silently, their eyes on the same point, human colonies in the outer systems. The first spark of conflict had ignited. Earth had not attacked. Earth had only defended. But the spark promised a fire that could not be contained for long. Humanity's choice was clear: defend, protect, and wait. The galaxy watched, and it was terrified. The warning had come true. The Drathari would not allow neutrality. And now Earth had no choice but to be ready for war. The calm of space was broken by sudden alerts. Captain Daniel Brooks stood on the bridge of the flagship Horizon, staring at the tactical displays. Multiple Drathari fleets were moving rapidly toward human colonies in the asteroid belt. This time, their force was larger, coordinated, and faster. "Captain," Tactical Officer Maya Rivera said, pointing to the screen, "they are attacking our colonies directly. Shields may hold, but civilians are in danger. They know our fleets are nearby." Daniel clenched his jaw. "Deploy all drones, activate defensive grids, keep civilians safe. Do not fire unless they strike first." Commander Ryan Scott moved quickly to relay orders to human stations across the belt. Drones launched from Horizon, swarming into space like flocks of metal birds. They formed protective shields around mining stations, communication arrays, and civilian transport ships. "Doctor." Laura Bennett monitored the energy signatures. "Captain, they are trying to jam our communications. They want to isolate colonies before striking. They know we are capable, and they are testing our limits." Daniel nodded. "We know our limits, and we will protect our people. This is defense, not war." The first wave of Drathari ships fired. Pulses of energy struck the defensive drones, which swirled and redirected the beams. Shields flashed, absorbing the brunt of the attack. Some structures suffered minor damage, but the civilians remained safe. Captain, Commander Scott reported, our drones are disabling their targeting systems. They are retreating slightly. Daniel ordered a countermeasure. Prepare precision disruption beams, target engines, not hulls, disable without destroying. Drones moved with perfect coordination, striking at the Drathari ship's engines. One by one, they spun out of control, drifting in space. The humans had not fired a single lethal shot yet, but the enemy's momentum faltered. On Earth, President Adam Cole watched live feeds of the skirmish. General Ethan Clark stood beside him, monitoring sensor data from Horizon. They are acting exactly as expected, Ethan said. Civilian lives are safe. Human strategy is precise and effective. Adam nodded. We fight only to protect. Let the Drathari see that we will not be passive, but we do not attack unless we must. Dr. Bennett added. Their attack was calculated. They expected a slow response. They did not expect this level of coordination and speed. Across the galaxy, the Galactic Council observed with surprise and fear. Varos, the elder chair being, spoke quietly. They are not fighting for conquest. They are protecting themselves, and yet look at the damage they can cause with defensive tactics alone. Ambassador Selene whispered, they could end the war in hours if they chose to intervene fully. That is why we wanted them out. They are unpredictable. Karn, the Drathari delegate, scowled. They are young, they are clever, and they will not follow the rules of war we know. If forced, they can change everything. Back in the asteroid belt, the second wave of Drathari ships arrived. They moved faster, using adaptive patterns that had defeated other fleets before. But Horizon's drones responded in perfect formation, anticipating movements with Laura Bennett's predictive calculations. Captain, Maya said, we can track every move. The drones adjust before the enemy changes formation. Daniel gave the order. Activate swarm tactics fully. Protect colonies first. Disable, do not destroy. The battle became a dance in space. Energy beams flashed. Drones darted like fish, weaving through fire and protecting stations. Every move of the enemy was countered with precision. Civilian transports continued on schedule, unaware of the chaos around them. Commander Scott reported, Captain, the enemy is retreating. They cannot break our formations. Our shields are holding perfectly. Daniel allowed himself a small nod. This is what preparation looks like. Observation and defense, nothing more. On Earth, President Cole addressed the galaxy via secure broadcast. We have been attacked. Our citizens have been threatened. We fight only to defend ourselves. Any attack on humanity will be met with full response. We do not seek conquest, but we will protect our people. Across the galaxy, fleets paused at the broadcast. The Drathari and Velorian commanders exchanged uneasy signals. They had underestimated humans. They had expected fear, hesitation, or disorganization. Instead, they saw calm, strategy, and strength. On Horizon, Daniel Brooks studied the enemy fleet's retreat. Laura Bennett's tablet displayed their damage patterns and predicted movements. They will return, Laura said. Stronger, faster, in greater numbers, Daniel nodded. Then we prepare again, we protect again, and we remain calm. Every attack we face, every test, only makes us stronger. Commander Ryan Scott added, Captain, our drones and tactics are unmatched. They are seeing humanity differently now. We can control the outcome if needed. Daniel spoke to the crew. Remember this, we fight only for defense, for protection. We do not seek war. Every life saved is more important than any victory. But if anyone threatens our people, they will see the full strength of Earth. Over the next few weeks, humanity's defensive measures expanded. Civilian stations were reinforced. New drones deployed automatically in strategic sectors. Communication networks became secure against interference. Human fleets moved with quiet precision, observing enemy movements without engaging unless necessary. The Drathari realized that conventional attacks would fail. They tried new strategies, small feints and probing missions, but each was anticipated and countered. Humanity had not attacked a single Drathari ship, yet every assault ended in retreat without human loss. On Mars, engineers quietly developed advanced fleet AI systems. On the Moon, shipyards built new vessels, faster, stronger, and more adaptive. Humanity's preparation continued, unseen by the galaxy, until the first true test of force would come. President Cole addressed his advisors. We are ready for anything. We will not seek conflict, but we will respond to protect our people. Every action must be precise, every decision careful. Humanity will not be pushed into war, but if war comes, we will meet it with everything we have. The Galactic Council watched from afar. Varos spoke to the room. They did not choose this war, yet they have already shaped it. Every empire must recognize that humans are not to be underestimated. They fight differently. They think differently. They adapt differently. That is why we warned them. Selene added quietly, they are the new variable, the factor no empire can predict. They have changed everything. Karn's scowl deepened. They are young, they are strong, and they will not be controlled. If the war spreads, humanity will decide its outcome. Back on Horizon, Daniel Brooks looked at the stars. Each fleet movement, each distant attack, each test by the Drathari was met with calm precision. Humanity had learned the lesson of defense, of readiness, of patience. They had not sought conflict. They had not struck first. Yet the galaxy now understood one undeniable truth. Earth was not to be ignored. And when humanity finally acted beyond defense, it would not merely fight. It would rewrite the rules. The Drathari and Velorian fleets hesitated, unsure how to proceed. Earth had not attacked, and yet every probe, every assault had failed. Humans moved with logic, speed, and calm decision-making that no ancient empire had ever faced. President Cole's final orders were simple: protect civilians, protect colonies, observe, prepare, and respond decisively when threatened. The message spread through every fleet and station. Humanity was no longer a passive observer. Humanity was ready. In the council chamber, silence filled the room. Varos finally spoke. They have kept their word. They have only defended, yet even so the galaxy trembles. They are not like any species we have known. Selene whispered, they are not conquerors. But they are a force unlike any other, and they will not be contained. Karn looked at the projection of Earth, its cities glowing peacefully. If provoked, they can destroy our fleets in days, yet they do not attack. They wait. They calculate. That is worse than any weapon we have. On Horizon, Daniel Brooks watched distant Drathari scouts retreat. His crew repaired stations, redeployed drones, and ensured the safety of civilians. Laura Bennett said softly, they will come again, Captain. Daniel nodded. And we will be ready. Every time we defend, every time we protect. Humanity does not start wars, but we do not run from them either. Across the galaxy, fleets paused, councils debated, and ancient empires realized a new truth. Humans were not just strong. Humans were unpredictable, clever, and relentless in defense. And the war, no longer a distant conflict, had already begun to change because of Earth. The galaxy had been warned, the Council had begged, the Drathari had tested, and humanity had only begun to respond. Earth would not be a pawn, Earth would not be a target. Earth had become a force, and the galaxy would never forget it. The chamber of the Galactic Council floated in silent space above the burning world of Zerath. The planet below was red and cracked, its surface glowing with rivers of fire. Above it, the council station turned slowly, bright like a silver ring around a dying sun. Inside the great chamber, leaders from many worlds sat in curved rows. Some were tall and thin with shining skin. Some were covered in soft fur. Some breathed thick air inside clear suits. All of them were old powers in the galaxy. Their empires had stood for thousands of years. At the center of the chamber floated a blue image of a small planet with white clouds and deep oceans. Earth. The chair being of the council, an elder named Varos, looked at the image with deep concern. His voice was calm, but there was fear under it. The Drathari Empire and the Velorian hegemony are moving toward full war, Varos said. Their fleets gather near the outer spiral. We have seen this before. Such wars burn entire sectors. A tall Velorian ambassador named Selene stepped forward. Her silver eyes were fixed on the image of Earth. If humanity joins either side, she said, the war will not last long, but the cost will be beyond measure. Murmurs filled the chamber. The Drathari delegate, a broad figure named Karn, folded his heavy arms. Humans are new. They are loud, they move fast, but they are still young. They will not shape the fate of ancient powers. Selene turned toward him. That is what you said 50 cycles ago when they built their first warp gates. You were wrong then. The blue image shifted. New images appeared around Earth. Human ships, human cities on Mars, mining stations in the asteroid belt, defense platforms around the moon. Varos raised one thin hand. The chamber became quiet. Humanity has advanced faster than any recorded species, he said. In less than 3 centuries, they moved from internal wars to interstellar travel. They learn quickly. They adapt. They fight in ways we do not expect. He paused. Our simulations show that if Earth enters the coming war, both the Drathari and the Valorians will suffer heavy loss. Old systems will fall, borders will change. Karn's eyes narrowed. Are you saying humans would defeat us? I am saying, Varos replied, that they would not fight as you expect. The chamber lights dimmed. A simulation appeared in the air. Two massive fleets clashed near a bright star. Drathari warships fired heavy beams. Valorian carriers launched fighters. Then a third fleet entered. Human ships did not move in neat lines. They scattered, then regrouped. Small drones spread like clouds of metal birds. Signals flashed across space. Enemy ships lost power. Formations broke apart. Within minutes of simulation time, both great fleets were crippled. The image faded. Silence filled the chamber. Selene spoke softly. We must keep Earth out of this war. Across the galaxy, far from the council chamber, Earth moved through its normal day. In low Earth orbit, Captain Daniel Brooks stood on the command deck of the orbital defense platform Liberty. The platform circled the planet in smooth silence. Below him, he could see the curve of the Earth, blue and peaceful. Daniel was a steady man with calm eyes and short brown hair. He had served in space for many years. He believed in rules, in order, in careful planning. Beside him stood Dr. Laura Bennett. She wore a simple gray jacket and held a tablet full of data. She was not military. She was a scientist who studied deep space signals. On the main screen of the command deck, a strange object floated in darkness. We recovered it near Jupiter, Laura said. It is not human. The materials are beyond our current design. Daniel crossed his arms. Is it a weapon? We do not think so, she answered. It is a probe, a messenger. The probe had been drifting in space for years before human patrol ships found it. Its outer shell was damaged, but its core still held data. Engineers had worked for days to unlock its message. Now the message played on the screen. An alien figure appeared. Tall, thin, pale blue skin. The figure spoke in a strange language, but the probe translated it. To the leaders of Earth, the message said, the Drathari Empire prepares for total war against the Valorian hegemony. The Council seeks stability. Your involvement will cause rapid escalation. We request neutrality. The message ended. Daniel looked at Laura. They are telling us to stay out. Yes, she said, but they are also warning us. Daniel studied the probe again. Why warn us at all? Laura tapped her tablet. Because they are afraid. Back in the council chamber, arguments grew louder. Karn spoke with force. If humanity sides with the Valorians, we will consider that an act of aggression. Selene replied at once. You speak as if you are certain they will not side with you. Karn did not answer. Varos raised his voice. This meeting is not about pride, it is about survival. Humanity must not be pushed. Another council member, a small figure from the world of Havoc, spoke in a thin voice. Perhaps we should limit their access to outer trade routes. Selene shook her head. If you restrict them, they will ask why. Humans do not like secrets. Varos closed his eyes for a moment. He remembered the first time humanity sent a signal into deep space. It had been simple. A greeting. A question, are we alone? Now they were far from alone. On Earth, President Adam Cole stood in a quiet office in Washington. He was reading a report about the alien probe. Outside his window, the city moved with normal life. Cars drove, people walked. No one knew how close the galaxy stood to war. General Ethan Clark entered the room. He was tall, with gray hair and sharp posture. Sir, Ethan said, we have confirmed the message is authentic. Adam nodded. So the galaxy wants us to sit still while two old empires fight? Yes, sir. Adam walked to the window. Do we have any sign that this war will reach our borders? Ethan hesitated. Not yet, but both sides have fleets near sectors close to our trade lanes. Adam turned back, and if we do nothing, we may stay safe, Ethan said, or we may become a target later. In orbit, Daniel Brooks watched new data scroll across his screen. Long-range sensors had detected increased warp activity near the outer colonies. It was far away. But it was moving closer. Laura stood beside him again. Captain, she said quietly, there is something else in the probe data. He looked at her. What? She expanded a hidden file. It showed maps, routes, supply lines. The Drathari have studied our system, she said. They know our defenses. Daniel felt a cold weight settle in his chest. So neutrality may not protect us, he said. No, Laura answered. Back at the council, Varos made a final decision. We will send a direct envoy to Earth, he declared. We will explain the risk. We will ask them to remain neutral. We will offer trade benefits and shared technology. Karn gave a slow nod. And if they refuse? Varos looked at the image of Earth one more time. Then the galaxy will change in ways we cannot predict. The council members stood in uneasy agreement. Far away on Mars, human engineers tested new defense drones. On the moon, shipyards built quiet, fast vessels designed for exploration but capable of more. Humanity did not shout about its strength. It worked quietly. It prepared quietly. As night fell over parts of Earth, Captain Daniel Brooks remained at his station. The stars outside seemed peaceful, but he knew better. Laura joined him at the observation window. "Do you think they are right to fear us?" she asked. Daniel thought for a long moment. "I think," he said slowly, "they fear what they do not control." Laura watched the curve of Earth below. Cities glowed like constellations on the surface. "We are not looking for war," she said. "No," Daniel replied. "But if war comes to us, we will not hide." In deep space, unseen by human eyes, two massive fleets moved closer to each other. Energy built, weapons charged. And in the heart of the Galactic Council, one message was prepared for immediate delivery to Earth. Keep Earth out of the war. But across the silent stars, events were already in motion.